Marathon's not the problem. Bungie is the problem. Hey, what's up? You can call me Dirt. And I just had some thoughts that I had to get out there. Um, it's currently the start of season 2 and the free to play week. Season 2 launch was a little rocky due to servers, but they have since corrected that and extended free to play and also granted anybody that logged in during that time a bunch of deluxe boxes. Like many other people in videos, I've of course been checking the Steam DB charts, and we got up to around 40k players. So during the week, that's not too bad. I absolutely love this game. I didn't think I was gonna love it at all because I'm not a big extraction shooter fan. I actually picked it up because just in case if it became the next Concord. Right? It's pretty much the downfall of Bungie if Marathon fails. And as somebody that has countless hours, played the beta for Destiny 1, Destiny 2, Halo, I mean, everything. I'm like the epitome of a Bungie fanboy. I was really thinking, like, how did we get here, right? If anybody knows Bungie and knows the IPs that they have, I mean, you kind of have an idea how Bungie got here. But for anybody that didn't, I mean, they were just riddled with issues starting back at like 2022 is where it all started, right around when Sony announces it's going to be acquiring Bungie for $3.6 billion. Slowly got completed in 2022. And it was pretty exciting at the time when Sony said they were going to buy Bungie. It wasn't going to be like Blizzard, full control. Bungie would have full control. They'd be able to publish their own things. It looked good, dude. It looked good. And then we saw Witch Queen come out, which was peak Destiny. I mean, some of the best content that I've ever played, ever. The raid, the story. I mean, all of it. It was wonderful. And then it's right around the Lightfall release where things really started to get shaky. And that goes from layoffs, all the layoffs. They had 3 rounds of layoffs. Nuking most of their staff, cutting devs from both Marathon and Destiny 2 suffered for it. Player count kept bleeding out tremendously. Sony is coming out and saying that they lost over $765 million due to Bungie. I mean, it was just all around bad. And then to add on top of that, the drama with Pete and the whole car buying allegation and all of that, it's just upper management killed Bungie because of greed. So when Marathon finally came out, I mean, you already had people that are like, well, it's an extraction shooter, it's niche, right? Which is really the only biggest complaint that I hear about the game. So Bungie's in a shit place, and then shortly after, they announced that Destiny 2 will no longer be getting content. And it started, as anybody again is aware, it started this giant civil war between the Destiny 2 player base, which is much larger, and the Marathon player base. And it's kind of a shame, right? You have your own community at war with each other. Now, I'm not saying it's everybody, obviously. It's a few loud voices, which, I get it. They killed Destiny. To be honest, I wish Destiny died sooner. I wish there was a Destiny 3, but Destiny 2 was on life support for a long time. But yeah, so this civil war's happening. So yeah, I wound up picking up Marathon. Because I know I went on like a little tangent there, but I picked up Marathon because I wanted to be part of history in case it got Concord, right? Plus, again, as I said, I'm a Bungie fanboy at heart. God damn, is this game good? It is good. It is so good. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't like extraction shooters. But there is something about this where it is reminiscent of Destiny 1. That magic is there. It felt like there's actually love in everything. And I know that may not sound what you heard, because the big narrative behind it is that Sony and Bungie were just trying to hop on the trends, because extraction shooters are the next big thing. I just want to say Marathon started development in early 2019 to 2020. Obviously, we don't know what they originally were intending for the genre or the game to be. But during that time, the biggest ones were hero shooters, battle royales, looter shooters, and looter shooters in live service. When Marathon was in development, they were already killing it with Destiny 2. You had Escape from Tarkov and you had Hunt Showdown, but they weren't massive compared to some of these other titles. So I don't, and again, like I said, I don't know what Marathon was originally supposed to be, like when that short trailer came out, the release trailer for it. We have no idea, but it turned out to be extraction shooter. I've owned the game for 3 weeks now, and I have easily over 100 hours. I think season 2 has been, despite the server issues, has been great. That new PvP light mode is very fun. The new map is very fun. The cradle feels impactful. The changes that they made to the faction speed, just everything. I feel like, the devs at Marathon are cooking right now. And it's just kind of a shame. It's a shame that Marathon is, going through this. I feel like if Marathon was made by any other developers, this would be a massive game. It really would be. It would be a massive game. And it just sucks. It sucks seeing a game like this go through what it's going through. But to be frank, Bungie kind of deserves it. It kind of deserves it. For everything that it put its community through up to this point. At this point, these are all pretty much new devs, or very few. I don't know exactly who remains on here that was part of the other projects like Destiny 2 or whatnot, but I could tell you one thing, that they're actually listening to their player base. They really are listening, and I think they have a really strong opportunity to do something really special with Marathon. The world, the lore, just doing a priority contract in there and getting, that cool little quick snippet of lore from the faction corporations is just so cool. It's so cool. And I want more of it. I want more narrative. And I know, and games like this are hard, right? Because then you have the player base that's like, well, this is an extraction shooter. Like, this could be more than that. This can end up bringing in a massive audience like Destiny 2 did. There could be something here for everybody. I was worried about the PvP light mode. What it would do to the economy and how things would work. How is it fair? Like, if you're getting great loot from the PvE mode, are you just going to go in and do really good in PvP? It turned out to be pretty good, and I kind of suck, right? So I'm still trying to get better at the game. But it's turned out okay. Like, I think it's great, and I want to see more. I want to see more of this. I want to see more experimenting, more narrative stuff. The theme of the spookiness, I wish it was driven up even further, to be honest. But I feel like the devs are cooking and they're trying. And as somebody who now loves this game and has been recommending to everybody, seeing their reception is just kind of crazy, right? They're like, oh, hey bro, you should try Marathon. I'm like, what? It's like, no, it's actually really good. Even for being an extraction shooter, it's really good. Bungie's name now is just, it's just not trustworthy for what they did to their community. And that's the biggest feedback. Now, to be honest, I don't know if Bungie will be able to turn this around. Because again, Marathon's not the problem. Bungie's the problem. And how do you fix that? Especially because you killed Destiny 2. How do you fix that? How do you rebuild that trust? You know, and how do you do that with a title that has this kind of stigma around it? Which, again, I don't think Marathon deserves that. I think Bungie should deserve that. I think the civil war between Marathon and Destiny 2, I don't think it's fair to either player base. And all of that should be pointed to Bungie and Sony. Because, you know, the longer this goes on, the less of a chance Destiny 3 will ever happen. I know there's that giant petition. I know Azracross did his giant thing and had his community pretty much flood the PlayStation showcase that they did with the Destiny 3 thing, you know. But if this goes on, I don't know if Bungie will ever have that opportunity again. And then even if they did come out with the Destiny 3, would the community even trust it? Would they trust them? You know, I just think it's crazy, right? That Bungie had this horrible stigmatism around them. Now Destiny 2 died. And you're just mad. Everybody's mad at the wrong people. So, yeah, there are just some thoughts I had while I'm sitting here playing this game, and I just wanted to throw them out there. So, more of the story is Marathon's not the problem. Bungie's the problem, and I don't know if Bungie can fix it. All right, well, if you enjoyed me rambling for 10 minutes, why don't you just give a like and a sub, and stay tuned for more. All right, yeah. Peace.